Hello everyone, today is March 20th, it's in the evening, and I decided to start some of my brassicas, my cole crops. In particular, tonight it'll be broccoli and cauliflower and a few cells of Brussels sprouts. Now the Brussels sprouts are more just to kind of see how they'll grow here. The broccoli and the cauliflower are to be used to sell at the market and or to cook with here if there are leftovers. So the first one I'm going to start with is a variety called Goliath. Now this is supposed to get, let's see, 10 to 12 inch heads. I grew this last year in the greenhouse, and all the broccoli I grew in there, it bolted quite fast because of the heat. So the goal with this year is to plant them outside come early May, something like that, whenever the ground can be worked. So anyway, this is a variety called Goliath. Now, the seed tray may look a little different. This is a 50 cell 5 by 10 versus my 72 6 by 12 cell tray. Now, the reason why I'm doing it like that is because these are going to be in here for probably 5 to 6 weeks without being transplanted into a larger cup. Now, my peppers and tomatoes, if you remember from before, those were in smaller cells. They'll be transplanted into 3-inch cups. These here are about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 square, and that's what I'm going to be seeding these in, because these will not be transplanted from here until they go into the garden. And I want to allow plenty of time and plenty of space, mostly, for them to get a good root system on. Now, as before, I have my little book here. You can see that. Again, this is short because there's only 5 different things. It's actually 3 different types. 5 different types, 3 different things. And then again with my popsicle sticks. Okay, so very simple. You just put the seeds in your hand. This is why I do it. Most of these type brassicas like this, they have round seeds. Now again, since I have tons of these, I'm just going to drop 2 or 3 in each cell. If you get a couple more, no big deal. It's, again, these seeds are, I wouldn't say they're cheap, but you get a lot for, $2 to $3. So it's better, as I always say, it's better to overplant when you're seeding than underplant. Again, I'm really loading these up because these seeds are a couple years old, and you just never know how the germination rate is going to be. So again, quite simple. Now these, since they have more soil on them, you actually see it goes down quite a lot. So I will be adding soil again after I'm all finished and cover everything up. And I will be adding a dusting of soil on the top. That way it ensures that there's plenty of soil on the top for these to germinate. And again, just like I do my tomatoes and my peppers, just pack them down. I just use 2 fingers, whatever. You could actually seed all of this and put another 50 cell tray on top and push it down to make them even. I just do it this way. And then again, for my sticks, basically what I'll do is I'll put one at the top of each row, because that notifies to me if this whole row and this whole row are these pink ones, which refer back to the Goliath broccoli. Okay, up next are going to be some Brussels sprouts. Now the variety here just says Long Island Improved. I've actually had these for a couple of years now, but I'm only going to be planting 5 cells. Again, I just want to see how they do. If they look like they're growing very well, I can always seed more come, say, July, to try to have them ready for the fall. And once the temperatures are warm enough to actually seed outside, I have tons of space, and I can seed them even in 3-inch cups if I have extra 3-inch cups. Now again, when you get the seed pack here, these seeds cost, these were $1.69, and you get, this isn't even a quarter of the package. So again, load it up with seeds. Put 4 or 5 in there, because you can always thin them out by cutting them, not by pulling. Same things if you have a mix where you kind of reuse your mix from year to year, and you get some thread stage leaves, broad leaves in there. It doesn't hurt them to, when you see them growing, just to cut them off. Okay, so that, again, that was very simple. There's just 5 of them. These 50 cell trays, they go a lot faster than the 72. especially because every one I use this marker to kind of make my little hole, if you wondered how that was done. So again, there you go. Simple as that. Brussels sprouts are orange. And then I just actually will stick one and on each end. I don't have another one for these, but again, I just made two. So basically, I'm going to finish up this whole tray. I'll bring you back, show you what it looks like, and then I'll explain the next step. Alrighty, so this is the finished product. Again, no different than how I seed my tomatoes, my peppers, anything else really. Once we start getting into when I'm seeding mustard greens and lettuces, that will be done a little bit differently. But basically what I did is I came back and I took my sprayer here, I mentioned before, and I just sprayed it down. Now I want this to feel a little bit, heavy, I guess you could say, because if these are a little, quite saturated, I put my dome on the top, and it's going to really keep in the moisture. Now the goal is I'm going to put my dome on this as I finish up here. I have one actually right here. Put my dome on this. If I can get it over the sticks with one hand. And there you go. So by tomorrow morning, this dome should be quite foggy, if you will, and has condensation on it. That means that the moisture in here is evaporating, getting trapped by the dome, and then makes a very humid environment, which is what seeds like to germinate. Now, as soon as these start popping up, or a good majority of them pop up, you want to take the dome off. If you leave the dome on, it really makes the plants damp off, which is something you don't want. So that's basically how I seed the start of my brassicas. I will be doing bok choys and tatsoys and different lettuces and Swiss chard in the next few weeks. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.